Shalom, Rainicorns. It's Ellie the Empress here. And so today's good day, we are going to be talking about goal setting and achievement as a feminine, long-term versus short-term gratification and sacrifice, okay? So I'm going to start with sacrifice because people hear the word sacrifice and they get scared like, sacrifice, sacrifice. Yeah, you got to sacrifice the short-term gratification. So if you're unfamiliar with what that is, that simply means you don't need to gratify yourself instantly all the time. So, if you have goals that you are striving toward, that means you're gonna have to put other things off to the side and focus on your goals first. And then sometimes you may completely miss out on those things. If it's going to an event, that event won't happen again. Sometimes you gotta say, no, I'm not going to this event because it's going to either distract, take away from finances, influence me improperly, whatever, whatever, and just don't go. It could be a certain piece of clothing that you want to get. Nope, don't get it. And depending on your goals, this could be a 3-month thing. This could be a 6-month thing. This could be a year-long thing. This could go on for 5 years, depending on how big your goals are. If your goals, are like, I'm going to live a certain way until I graduate school, that's 4 to 5 years in college. It's 4 to 5 years, roughly. Okay? Now, I did not go to college. However, I still live a very similar lifestyle to college students where it's just certain things act a certain way, certain things are a certain way. I went the route of the family thing, have a family, get married, all that. And we started a business and things just, had to mellow out concerning my life circumstances. That's me personally. So you may be in your 30s or something and you're going on to your next levels of life professionally. Yamir Israel says, Shalom, 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 Grand Rising. Peace to Yasharallah. And so you may have a different aspect of your goal. So let's say, you are in your 30s and you're going to that next level professionally. You may have to do like a 2-year thing. So a lot of people, it's the narrative of living paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that. Listen, a lot of people only live paycheck to paycheck because they're stretching themselves with lifestyles that they may be able to afford it, but it's not comfortable. So when you say that you may need to downgrade, whether it's your car, whether that's where you live, a lot of people don't like to hear that, but that is sacrifice, okay? So if you live in an apartment, you can go to another apartment after your 1 year lease. So if you're attempting to live a certain lifestyle, you go to a different apartment complex that is cheaper in rent. Because if you qualify for the more expensive apartment, then you're going to automatically qualify for the cheaper apartment. Your credit score is going to pretty much be the same. You're going to qualify financially because you make the money and more. And, you just save up a good down payment for that. And like your qualifications are still the same and you're paying less money. And then it's like, oh, well, I worked this hard and I deserve to live this lifestyle and blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, that's what happens. Sometimes you got to slingshot yourself. You got to take a step back to project yourself forward. So yeah, sure, you probably do deserve to live in that nicer apartment. But if you're talking about expanding your means of living in general, you're talking about building up a hefty savings. You're talking about building up hefty investments. You got to do what you got to do. Even if it's not, moving to another apartment, you might downgrade your car. Instead of paying a car note, it's like $250, $300. Some people be paying $400 a month in your personal name. Me personally, no. Like if I get a car with a car note, it's got to be in my business name so I can build my business credit. I'm not like, this is how wealthier people think. They don't do things in their personal names most of the time. Most of the time, they have a trust, another entity, a business that they acquire depreciating assets in, especially so that they can do it as a tax write off. They can apply it to their business credit. It's different things like that. I'm going to get to that in another video. But if you're paying 200 some dollars, $300, $400 a month for your car note, okay, maybe sell your car and get a cash car, or just downgrade cars and make your car note $100 to $200 a month. Okay, so that way you're saving large amounts of money. Saving $1,000 a month can do tremendous things for people. That's $1,200. That's $12,000 a year. Okay, that's $12,000. Imagine what you can do with $12,000. You spend a good 12 months just living a different type of life. Okay, so as y'all have seen on this channel, I have been doing what's called glamour magic, which means altering my physical appearance for the purpose of manifestation. Do I intentionally live in the artificial hair, nails, and eyelashes? Not at all. However, for this particular season of my life, I am intending to manifest certain things into my life. So my sacrifice is having to apply more into my physical appearance, because y'all know I'll look like this all day. I don't care. However, for marketing purposes, this is just how business works. You have to appear to be a certain way. Let me clean this off. You have to appear a certain way professionally for certain results to happen. And so if, let's say you already do the whole corporate girly get up thing, and then it's like, you get your nails done. You don't do what I do specifically, because like I've been teaching, the baddie on a budget type of stuff. You actually go to the salon. You actually get full sets of nails done. You actually get a full wig install, or you get, a sew-in. You get protective styles, whatever. And pretty much every month you're spending a good $300+ a month on your physical appearance. You gotta cut it out. I taught the girlies how to upgrade their lifestyle for $30. So you minimize that, go from $300 a month to $100 a month, spend it doing certain things by yourself at home instead of going to your nail tech or your hairstylist, and that'll save you a whole lot of finances. And so I'm using finances as an example, okay, because that's the easiest thing for a lot of people to get. So when you're planning things, you have to be like, okay, what goal am I attempting to achieve? What is that? You have to be clear with yourself about what it is you're attempting to achieve. Grand rising.
Good morning.
You have to be clear with yourself for what it is you intend to achieve as a person. Okay, I'm going to take this down now. Got the towel off. I don't want to get too hot. And actually make it make sense. Because, if we are talking about the whole financial thing. Okay, saying I'm going to be a millionaire in a year if you don't have a means of doing so doesn't make sense. Okay? That doesn't make any logical sense. So you have to create your means of doing so, and you have to give yourself a timeline. Now, everything isn't going to happen in your exact timeline. Of course, Abba, the Most High God, and Allah, Earth Mother Goddess, have the final say when it comes to the final timeline that you're going to achieve certain goals. There's nothing you can do about that.
I just heard a Lucy.
Yeah, she's right there on the floor by the door. There's nothing you can do about that because, it's all up to the universal laws that everyone has to abide by. So as long as you do what you're supposed to do, everything will happen for you how it's supposed to. But if you do slack off on certain things, then that will affect your timeline. And that is what a lot of people don't realize about the instant gratification thing. So if you have $50 and you have certain goals and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, what you're supposed to do is put $25 away into something. That's what you were guided to do spiritually. God said, put $25 into this. Whether it's savings, whether you're buying an appreciating asset, whether you're putting it into some sort of investment, $25. Okay, you do that, and then you get more into the habit of doing so. If you don't do it, you're going to continue to slack off with that type of discipline. That's the sacrifice. So let's say that it's not financial, and your thing is you want to be healthier. Okay, you know, the biggest thing is, no one's saying you have to be vegan, you have to be vegetarian, you have to be pescatarian, you have to be keto. No one's saying you have to be strict like that. However, if part of your daily routine is stopping at a fast food restaurant, ma'am, can't do that. Can't do that if you want to be healthier. You got to give yourself 90 days, no fast food. And 3 months without any fast food. It's going to reflect in your health in multiple ways. Whether that's, you're intending to achieve weight loss, whether you may have acne and you're trying to get rid of acne, if you're trying to get your hair to grow out healthier, whatever. Cutting out fast food is going to do you good in every aspect of your life. Health-wise, 100%. There's no disputing it. There's no arguing about it. So you have to be disciplined enough to plan out your meals, go to the grocery store, be wise about the things that you are buying, and put them away in a timely manner. So if you have enough time to cook every day, then cook every day. If you don't, cook a couple of times a week and allocate your, whether it's meal planning or have your leftovers put up a certain way so you can continue to eat them throughout the week. That's how you got to do that. That's how you got to do that. It takes sacrifice. Your favorite place might just, man, I know how that could be, man. Like your favorite fast food restaurant is like every day after school, every day after work. You just get whatever your vice is, and it makes you feel better because of the dopamine and the sugars, and if it's a fried food, the friedness, the crispiness, whatever. Nope. Gotta sacrifice it. Because is that to say that you should never eat it again? Honestly, with us being...
What again?
MJ, I'm talking. You wake up, go eat your food. Is that to say that you can't ever eat it again? And most of us who are on this walk, a lot of us never go back to fast food again. That's just the truth about a lot of us who are on this particular walk. However, some people, some of us are allowed to indulge in fast food every once in a while. Every once in a while, it happens. Like if you're traveling a lot and you don't know of any healthy places and stuff, and you just kind of have to pick up some food while you're out. It is what it is with that. But if you're talking about becoming healthier as an individual and you're staying in the same city, you're not traveling, you're not moving around, you have no reason really to be like, oh, well, I don't have any time. Okay, everybody has some time for something.
I don't know where my pants went.
Look under that pillow.
Oh, hang right there.
Okay. So that's what you got to do to achieve that particular goal of being a healthier person. That's the first thing I will tell anybody. Like, you want to be healthier? I don't care what it is. Stop eating fast food for 90 days. So you have to have the discipline to do that. Then, of course, if your goals are around toning up If your goals are around acquiring more muscle, losing weight, then you're gonna have to do exercises, whether that's yoga, whether that's going to the gym and working on cardio. You gotta walk, take walks outside, whatever the case may be. And also, that will also require sun gazing too. Just to, it's gonna help you detox your whole body, your whole system, full body sun gazing, like your entire body in the sun. You do those things and you'll achieve a healthier body in general. And of course, drinking water, like, you know, people, everybody has their vices. If you want to get a Coca-Cola every day, if you want to get a Pepsi every day, if you want to get a Fanta every day, if you want to drink, you know, high fructose juice every day, not 100% juice, high fructose juice every day, you got to cut that out. 90 days. All those sugars hold fats in your body. Those processed sugars hold fats in your body, huh?
What is a fat supposed to be?
Fat is a chemical in your body that's squishy and it just holds. And so you see how when you do this, it looks like that? That's muscle because it's hard. But the squishy stuff like this, the squishy, that's fat.
Wonder about where your belly button is.
Well, I just happen to have some by my belly button. You don't have a lot of fat at all. So you don't really see the fats on your body. But on my body, even right here, on my thigh, like it's squishy and jiggly. It's not too squishy, not too jiggly, but there's still fat on it. You don't really have fat. I don't know why you keep trying to look. You don't have fat like that. Go eat your food. And so that short-term gratification is, oh, this tastes so good. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, no, get rid of it for 90 days. You got to do your research for healthier alternatives. Like if you like chips, you got to find healthier chips that may be able to taste similar to the chips you really, really like. You know, just stuff like that. Okay, so we could talk about like goal setting and achievement now. So I'm gonna show y'all this. So if you didn't know, this Saturday, October 28th, is a lunar eclipse. It's a hunter's full moon in Taurus. And it's also a lunar eclipse. So I have a planner. I highly encourage everyone to have a planner. When you have a planner and you're able to see things, it instills a different type of discipline in you. Versus, you know, I'm not saying you can't use your phone, but when you use your phone, that emphasis on getting things done, I mean, for me personally, it just isn't there. Now, if you set alarms, if you are a person who, you know, has reminders that pop up on your screen, on your phone, and that's what gets you, you know, more motivated and keeps you more stable, then you do you. That's what works for you, and that's great. For me, but I also recommend having a physical planner added with that. When you are writing things down, scripting with your own handwriting, that's a different sort of energy going into whatever project you have going on. So I wrote down the astrological placements for this weekend. Everyone should be keeping up with the moon cycles, the new moon and the full moon. Everyone should keep up with those. Whether you believe in, you know, the energy behind everything and the different transits, whether you believe that or not, keeping up with the moon cycles and the moon phases is highly important. It's a calendar within itself. And also remember, millionaires study trends and billionaires study astrology, okay? So when you pay attention to that, you're also able to track the general population. The general collective is always affected by the way that the moon is. Okay. The moon affects the waters, and people are made of mostly water. So with that being said, it's smart to keep up with at least the moon phases if you're not keeping up with all aspects of astrology. Okay. So when you keep up with those things, like, of course, everything goes by what God says first. So if God's telling you to do something, even if it doesn't make sense with the moon transits and stuff, you still got to listen to God. That's God. Like, God knows what he's talking about. But otherwise, if you just need a guide for certain things, it's like, okay, during this particular time period, I know that. And also, with your menstrual cycles too, it helps to keep up with the moon phases. Like, that's why especially feminists need to keep up with the moon phases. But it's like, around this time of the month, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of work. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and then you just power it out. And other parts of the month, you chill, you don't do nothing. It may not be absolutely nothing. You still have some sort of routine going on. But you have to pace yourself according to what is necessary for your body and your goals. So if you're in a particular period where you really can just not do anything, take that time to rest. But if you are achieving a plan, if you have different things going on, there's a goal to accomplish, you still have to rest, but you have to be more strategic with your resting periods. You have to be more strategic. You have to spend more time in meditation. And when I say meditation, I mean genuine prayer, and be like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? Okay. And you get your plans from the divine. Like, you don't always, and like, some people do hire mentors and consultants and stuff like that. I'm not saying don't listen to them. It's just, ultimately, you can get their advice, but ultimately listen to what your spirit guides are telling you. Ultimately. Okay. Okay. Whew. And so during those time periods of you just pushing out, doing and doing and doing and doing and doing, okay, you also have to realize that as above, so below, and below. So it's not just the ether realms and the higher realms and the astral realms and stuff. Okay, yes, you're being affected, you're affecting things here on the surface, but you also have to remember that we are connected to the waters. So when you do your meditations, connect with the celestial beings in the seas and the rivers. They'll give you very, very concrete answers. Like, I'm telling you, like, a lot of people have really been, everybody wants to be all up in the astral realms and travel to different dimensions and be in this higher dimension of this. And our brothers and sisters that live here on the earth plane get very, very ignored. A lot of them, most people don't know exist at all. Not only is it not right, but a lot of the questions that we are seeking answers to, they have them. So if you're trying to figure out how to upgrade your life in some sort of way, all you got to do is talk to them. you know? Because at the end of the day, Satan is the prince of the air. That's why sometimes if you try to talk to different deities and they're whispering around and flying around, you're going to get all type of different answers. Whereas if you connect with the ones in the water, it's like, hey, first of all, we chilling, we flowing. And God said, do this. And it's so clear. It's like, huh, I've never had this type of clarity before in my spiritual walk because we weren't told to connect with the waters. Once I figured that out, I was like, oh yeah. Because, you know, with me being an earth sign, I connect a lot with the microorganism kingdom. Me being an earth fairy goddess, it's very easy for me to speak to different entities that hide their spirit bodies within physical, whether it's plants or some sort of animal, different things like that. So I could talk to an insect and come up with all sorts of business plans. That's just how it works. Like, you know, we're kind of deep into the video now, so I can make it more spiritual and esoteric and stuff. Because of course, like most people, they're just gonna keep it like, we're here, okay? We're in this spiritual space. Everything is not as it seems. And if you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he's gonna talk to you about the other selves and having a council meeting with entities and sometimes dead people, like medium type of stuff. So he's getting $1 million, billion dollar ideas from dead people. That's what he said in his book. If it's still taboo to you, I'm just going to be straight up honest. It's kind of like, you know, everybody needs to get a grip. Get a grip. This stuff was only told to us to be taboo, so it would scare us when that's just how we're supposed to be living. People who achieve high levels of success, no matter what the type of success is, are always involved in some sort of occultic practice. Occultic practice means hidden. This stuff is not hidden. It's out now. So it may throw people off with the title of a book called Think and Grow Rich, because it's like, oh, well, I don't want to learn about business plans. Most of that book has nothing to do with business. You can read that book to become a better parent. Because it's Think and Grow Rich in Spirit. If he had titled it Think and Grow Rich in Spirit, it would have attracted an entirely different audience. Ooh, that's actually a bar. I'm gonna write that down. Think and Grow Rich in Spirit. Okay. Okay. Think and Grow Rich in Spirit. Okay. So, if you're on that level, and because we're talking about achieving high levels of success, okay? I'm not condemning anyone who doesn't necessarily want to achieve too much in life. It's just here on this channel, we're kingdom entrepreneurs and kingdom financiers. We're here to make a change within our communities. So if you're just trying to live a little bit better, it's not that that's wrong. It's just these types of videos are for high level achievers. So For roughly a year straight, I was waking up at 3:33 a.m. to meditate and read the Bible. A year straight. Are you willing to do that to achieve a different aspect of spiritual growth? Now, let's talk about growing spiritually. Are you willing to wake up at 3:33 a.m. every day to read the Bible, meditate, and pray? Are you willing to do that? Do you have the discipline to do that? Are you sacrificing your comfort to do that? It's all about what you're willing to do, what you're willing to be. You have to embody who you are being. Even with this right here, people have their judgments about artificial hair, but I am embodying who I am in the future. In 5 years, I will actually look like this. My hair texture is very curly, just like this. And all I have to do is continue being healthy with my hair, and it'll keep growing and be this length.
Didn't know. Yeah, every time give me food, it just ends up cold.
I just didn't get it out early enough.
Okay.
There you go. So people, will have their outside judgments without having a true understanding of what's happening. So it's like, oh, you're wearing fake hair. Well, duh. But would a stranger know that it's fake? Probably not. Some might, but probably not. And even added with that, I am embodying my future self. You can meditate to the future. That is what actual time traveling is. Time travel is real. So once you get a grip on all the things that we were told were lies, and then you realize it was the truth, it's just like, oh, okay. You just realize you're able to do things. So you time travel to the future. You see whatever it is that, whether it's your physical appearance, whether it's a certain aspect of success, and you sacrifice to achieve that. Because you can always rift your realities. You could have a desire and be like, oh, I want to achieve this, and then choose not to be disciplined, and then that changes your future reality. That's no longer your future reality anymore because you chose not to be disciplined enough to achieve it. That's just how this third dimension works. Three viewers and 3 likes. Appreciate y'all so much. So when you take that into consideration, 333, angel number that the angels are assisting me. So when you take that into consideration, it's like, oh, well, I could time travel and see my future. Yeah. So what did your future self have to do to get to be who they are? Because that's what your present self has to be. I am my future self of my childhood. When I was a child, I wanted to be a full-time content creator. Now, my recent schedule has been going live 4 times a day. Now, I am monetized, on YouTube and stuff like that. But I also have a business where people can buy products. So that's just how life works. What I have been working on since I was a teenager is now my physical life, my physical manifestation of living. That's just how life works. Everyone can do that. That was a 10 plus year long goal to achieve. Could have been sooner, but different life circumstances happen, and you have to take that into account too. You can only be disciplined with yourself. You cannot control what other people decide to do. You cannot control all circumstances that happen in your life. You can only control your actions and your decisions. So when you face that truth and you're disciplined within yourself, you're able to achieve your personal goals. Eventually, all things that you have planned in your life start to manifest as long as it's divinely guided and aligned. Because even with my business specifically, I had some goals that I was attempting to achieve by a certain time period. And the thing is, I achieved them, but it didn't happen the way that I thought it would happen. I thought I would have to make a certain amount of money, have a certain amount of clients, have a certain size audience before I achieve certain things. And even the strategy of how I was attempting to achieve certain things, it just happened a whole different way. So, like right now, I'm releasing a book. It's a published, copyrighted text. That's a big deal for me because that's a childhood dream. That's a lifelong goal. I've been writing ever since I learned how to write. Writing short stories, writing poems. Doesn't matter. And I'm busy right now. Writing all sorts of things. Writing music. Since I was a very young child, first learning how to write, that's one of my gifts. So God was like, you're getting sat down until you manifest these gifts into what you're doing professionally. I was like, okay, cool. So now I have 4 ebooks out and 2 homeschool kits, and I have another book coming out. God sat me down and made me. That's the thing about achieving all these goals and stuff. Sometimes the goals that you're attempting to achieve have nothing to do with your actual gifts. I love being a content creator. I love making videos, but me writing is more of a gift to the whole collective and to myself than making videos. I can make a much deeper impact. I can affect more people through video because that's just how video works. Video travels faster than reading a text. However, a person reading a text, they can share that book with someone else. They will be able to have a reference that they can write down and say, this reference is from this book and this text, and this is how this affected me. And it's a very, very concrete form of doing research versus a video. Videos are not a problem. But y'all know how it works here in this matrix. Having a text as a reference versus a video as a reference is just more concrete. And so I had to get sat down and get these goals accomplished, get these dreams accomplished before I could move on to other things. Okay, yeah, we're finna do these eyelashes. We're finna tackle these eyelashes.
Tackle the eyelashes?
We're finna tackle the eyelashes.
What does tackle mean?
Well, what I mean when I say tackle right now is just doing it. But an actual tackle is when you jump on somebody or something.
What? Don't do that.
No, like sometimes you can. Like in football, you could tackle somebody on the field.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that on football.
Yeah, you can do that in football.
Oh.
So, if you're tackling the task of motherhood, we all know in this day and time, being a mother, that's an entire task, man. So the first thing you need to do as a mom is be spiritually in tune. I was gonna say especially if your children are younger, but no. Regardless of the ages of your children, you need to be spiritually in tune as a mother. There's going to be things that your children do not say to you verbally. So you have to be able to catch up on it in the spirit realm. There's going to be gifts that your children are going to want to showcase, and you're going to have to pick up on it spiritually and provide them with those tools. That actually reminds me, I got to get my son some stuff. Yeah, I can't believe this. I can. I only spent $1 on this, so it's almost gone. And then the brush is like trying to act up now. This glue is really good though. And then I'm just being straight up. A lot of parents suffer from jealousy. It's weird because if your child is better than you at something, that means that you succeeded as a parent. Your only job was to raise a better person than you, and you did that. So this parent jealousy stuff, that's a straight up demon. And people get confused with, you know, talking about demons and stuff. If we're going to talk about demons, let's talk about that one. Parent jealousy. So you have to be spiritually in tune and make sure that you don't become jealous of your own children when your whole point of life, giving them life, was to provide better people for people to experience. That means you did a good job. That doesn't mean, oh, I need to take them down because they're not going to outshine me. No, that's the whole point. The whole point is for them to outshine you. That's the whole point. Even in Proverbs, it says that a glory of the mother is her children. And then it says in another scripture that the glory of a father is his children's children. A lot of fathers don't achieve a certain amount of, prestige or accolades until they become grandfathers. We know that that's true. We know that that's true. We know that that's true. The way that a lot of guys just operate, you don't see their success as a person until they have grandchildren. Because it's like they may have raised their children a little bit unconventional, so people don't see them as a regular level of success as a parent. And then all of a sudden their children are adults, and then they have children, and then they have magnificent children. So then it's like, oh, well, your granddaughter, your grandson, they're doing really, really good. They're very advanced for their age. Yeah, because that father raised their child in an unconventional way that goes against the matrix system. So now their grandchildren are going to experience an entirely different type of life. This is the goal that we need to have as ladies. The children now do not need to have a spiritual awakening. They don't need to have a spiritual awakening. You need to be in tune as a mother to where they're always awake. They can always be awake. They can have their own individual evolutions as they get older, but they never need to have a spiritual awakening, being completely asleep, and then some external person tells them something, and then it's like, oh, wow, I never knew this. No. As a mother, in today's time, you need to be consciously making sure that your children are awake.
Why does that need to happen?
So everybody can be like you.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. Because my son, he knows exactly who he is, and he shares spiritual downloads with me all the time. I ask him what his dreams are, he tells me, and he's able to interpret things that even I don't get. So that's why I say my first tip to any mother is get spiritually in tune first. There is no remedy, there is no herb, there is no strategy, nothing. There's nothing you can do to make yourself a better mother than to get spiritually in tune. Your children being completely open and honest with you is what's going to give you the advantage as a parent. It's not about what schooling programs, it's not about what academy, it's not about what educational tool, nothing. Nothing. Get spiritually in tune. All that will be revealed to you. Because I could all day say, oh yeah, get my homeschool kit and blah, blah, blah. No. If it's not divinely guided for you to get my specific homeschool kit, then don't get it. You meditate. You pray. You seek guidance within your own spirit system, your own ancestors. And say, what do I need to do to be a better mother? They'll tell you. I'm being led to speak on this. I'm just being straight up honest. Okay. If your goal is to be a better mother, sometimes that does mean separating from the father. Now, do I encourage splitting relationships and divorce and stuff? No. But especially if you're not married and that particular guy is not taking y'all's relationship seriously, even for the children, and you're trying to stay for the children. Someone actually did ask me this on Instagram, and they've been going in a cycle of the father just not being up to par as a parent. Get your children out of that situation. They don't need to be in that. They don't need to be in that. The whole family is suffering because the father doesn't want to be a father properly. No. It's not worth it for the children. What are you doing for the children if everyone's suffering? If everyone is suffering, there's no reason to keep the relationship together. Because a lot of these guys aren't even good at co-parenting. So if they're not good fathers in the home and they're not good at co-parenting, then it's like, what's the point of dealing with that person at all? And it just is what it is. We have to be realistic in today's time. Especially if there's abuse going on. And that's any type of abuse. Like, if the father of your children is okay with putting down your children and saying, oh, that's not that special, or, oh, this, that, and just being an asshole to children, he's dealing with jealousy as a father, bro, get away from him. There's no telling what that guy will do. It's like, in your head, it's like, oh, well, it's just words. No, that's not just words. That person has deep animosity towards the fact, like I was saying earlier about the being jealous of your children. He may not have amounted to the success that he attempted to achieve when he was younger. So now he's jealous that his own children are making it. There's no telling what a guy like that would do. If he's willing to put down his own children. And of course, if he's putting you down as a mother, the mother of his children, no, you don't need to have that around you or your seeds. Okay. We got eyelashes on. I'm tempted to just do eyelashes and some gloss, but I do need to have some pink on. It makes it more dramatic. And I'll put on some blush too, just a little bit. Do a blush look. I just got some Vaseline on right now. Put on a little bit of chapstick. Bro, lashes are such a vibe. Like, I'm telling you, the only reason I didn't wear them a whole lot before was because of how difficult they were to put on. But after a couple of years of practicing, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at this now. I used to only put them on for fashion shows. Huh?
Really good at that now?
Yes.
Why?
Because I've been practicing.
With that?
Uh-huh.
How do you practice with it?
MJ, did you finish eating your food?
Like, I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I did throw up for some reason.
You threw up?
Uh-huh.
Where did you throw up?
I threw up in the trash can in the kitchen.
Okay, next time try to throw up in the toilet if you can make it, okay?
Okay.
You alright? Does your stomach hurt?
No, not right now.
Did it hurt before you threw up?
No.
Why'd you throw? Do you know why you threw up? Why'd you throw up?
Yeah, I think I ate too many maybe I ate too many stuff.
It was only an orange and a banana. What else did you eat?
I didn't eat anything else. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. That is kind of weird.
Like, you didn't eat anything else except for the banana and the orange.
Yeah. Yeah, that's strange. That's strange. We'll check that out later, okay? Because you said your stomach's not hurting right now, right? Well, I don't know. That's weird.
Maria, is this the only work I'm going to do right here?
Yeah, that one page. You're going to trace the letters, and you're going to trace that word and write the letter on the line and write the word on the line.
Now, do you know what an apple is?
MJ, that is not April. Look at the word again.
You see the word apple.
There you go. That's the word.
What is it? Almost say apple. Like it's supposed to say apple.
It looks like April, but it's pronounced apple. Okay. And we cute with it. Okay, yes. I'm really feeling the blush because it's like barely there. Like you can't tell, but it's there. That's how I like my blush. Okay. So it's discipline. The sacrifice is the discipline. What is it going to take for me to become the better version of myself? Because people love to talk about the best version of themselves. If you knew how to be the best version of yourself, don't you think you'd do that right now? Okay, so you just do better. All right. If you're
Yeah.
not if you're not for reading 2 chapters of a book a day, do 1 chapter. If you can't do 1 full chapter, do 2 pages.
Let me get this.
Hold on. What you need this for?
I need the pencil.
You have did you put all your pencils in the pencil pouch in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here. Move your pillow out the way. Put that back up there. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put my clothes on. Should I put my clothes on or my nails on?
Oh.
Okay, they said put my nails on
The
first.
other pillow on the floor.
I'm gonna put my nails on, and then we're gonna put on outfits. So yeah, logically speaking, if you knew how to be the best version of yourself, you would already have those habits. You would already be doing those things. So since you don't know what the best version of yourself looks like and operates like, all you can do is improve and get better and better each day. That's all. This self-care and self-love journey stuff has been made to be so complicated and complex for no reason. It's like, oh, you need to do 2 hours of yoga and meditate for 5 hours a day. No.
Nah, that's gonna take hours. No. You cannot do that. You can do that for free. Or you can do that for 3 minutes.
For 3 minutes?
Yeah, not even. Can't even do any meditations that are so long. We can only do low meditations or not that high meditations, 30,
30 minutes?
yeah, 30 minutes and stuff,
Yeah, 30-minute meditation is good.
or 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes is great too. Because also as well, people kind of get wrapped up in this time construct. Okay, if you've been practicing meditation for years, I use myself for an example. What would happen to me after 1 hour can now happen to me after 5 minutes of meditation because I have been doing this for so long. And I have practiced intentionally what my goals are and what I intend to achieve in my meditations. So it's not about, oh, I did this for this long and that long. It's about, okay, I have empowered myself after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes. I have released whatever blockage has been preventing me from relieving myself of stagnation after 15 minutes. It's not a conversation piece to be like, oh, I meditated for 2 hours. I meditated for an hour. That's good for you. What did you get accomplished in that time?
Why do airplanes sound like that?
That's just what airplanes sound like. MJ, stop talking. Why do you do this? Focus on your work. You always try to distract yourself. It's not about how much time you spent doing something. It's about what are your intentions. So when we discuss goal setting and having certain achievements, you may be on a level of accomplishing different missions in the astral realms. And certain things may not be here in the third dimension for you yet. But because you achieve certain things in the astral realms and the celestial realms, then you're going to be rewarded in the third dimension. That's just how it works. As above, so below, and even more below. I don't know why that's going on. So, when you're working on yourself in whatever aspect, like it's easy to talk about if you want to lose weight, you got to eat healthy, you got to drink more water. If you want to grow your hair out, you got to drink more water. You got to use natural products you can't get. And some people have healthy relaxers, but I don't believe in that. As far as like having relaxers, I don't believe in that at all. But not using certain chemicals on your hair, you know, you maybe not getting color treatments at all, sort of thing. Like, it's just a lot that goes into it. But it's not, it's just getting out of certain routines, getting out of certain, like, being used to things and just not doing them anymore and creating new habits. Instead of going to your usual spot for hanging out with certain people, you got to change up where you socialize. You got to change up who you socialize with and change up where you go to network with individuals. MJ, focus. What are you doing? So if you're hanging out with girls that are always in toxic relationships and always getting new jobs, and you're likely to always be in a toxic relationship and always getting a new job, versus being around career women who either are single by choice to focus on their career and or just single by choice, or they're in fulfilled marriages, not people who are in toxic marriages, people who are in fulfilled marriages. What does a fulfilled marriage look like? She could be a kept wife where she stays at home, she raises the children. She may potentially have house help. They could have a housekeeper or a nanny to help her with certain things. She's going to different places. She's traveling, ladies like that. And then there's, of course, the career women who, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Like, you can kind of tell the girlies who actually do work hard, and then the girls who really do be sleeping their way to the top. And you don't want to be around those girls because that type of behavior is not tolerated. You're trying to figure out how she achieved so much success so quickly. Some people are gifted. They're gifted, they're talented, and they're able to achieve a lot of success. But if she gave up the goods to do that, like,
What?
that's immoral.
Like they needed to keep them.
She needed to keep them. Yo, that's too funny. You're right. You're right, though, NJ. You're right. She should have kept her goods.
That doesn't make sense. I'm just doing work.
I cannot with him sometimes. But that's the whole point, though. Is it the point of having a career to do some sort of skill, some sort of job to acquire finances? Okay, well, why are personal relationships being mixed into that? Sure, you can get the hookup. You can network with the right people. They could hook you up with the right opportunity, and that's great. But making it go beyond that is a no. It's a no. It's an absolutely not. If you're trying to grow more spiritually, you got to get connected with the girlies who are spiritual. I'm not saying, look, it's not that you can't hang around religious people. It's just they have that religious construct of always having a routine, always doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas spiritual girlies, they're able to shift and maneuver when necessary. Most of the time. Most of the time. Not all the time. Some people do get religious with their spirituality, which, that's a whole thing. But okay. I know that changing your circles can probably it's the most important part, but sometimes it's the hardest part because it's like, dang, I've known these people for this amount of time, or dang, in order for me to continue being part of this social group, I have to see these people a lot. Like, it can be a lot, but what's more important? Your reputation with a particular group of people or your personal goals in life? Your divinely aligned goals in life at that. If you're attempting to have a husband that's a very successful individual, you have to be a very successful lady. Whatever your aspect of success is, you have to match the energy that you are attracting or that you're manifesting. You can't want something and not be aligned for that. That's not how it works. If you're constantly saying that you want $1 million, but you don't have $1 million mindset, you're not going to get $1 million. Or if you do, by some sort of crazy means, then you're not going to keep it. The point of having and attracting $1 million is to be able to utilize that $1 million and keep it. You know, you get $1 million, the first thing you need to do is not go buy this and that for that person. Donate this and that for that person. No. Now, tithing is different. Tithing your 10%, that's different. Giving back to the community, that's different. But if your first thing is, oh, I want to do this for my family, I want to do that. No, that you've already fumbled the bag, because there's a lot of things going on mentally with that. People are going to expect that more out of you because you did it once. They're going to be like, oh snap, this person is going to continue doing this, and then they're going to guilt trip you into doing it more. Then what happens to your money when you spend it all up on other people? Are they going to give you money back? No. It's the same thing with your energy. If you're a healer and you're constantly doing healing, not to say that you can't heal, your friends, your family members, whatever. It's just, if you have services that you charge for, and you know how, whether it's exhausting or how much time, how much energy it takes for you to be a healer or whatever gift you have spiritually, and people are taking advantage of it, I mean, are they going to give you any energy back? They're already not paying you. So are they going to repay you back in energy? No. Otherwise, they either wouldn't have needed you in the first place, or it would have been originally a reciprocal sort of cycle going on. I do this for you, you do this for me. We're bartering, we're trading services and goods. If it didn't start like that, more than likely it won't end that way. I just got a bop going on in my head. So that's what it is. That's what it comes to when we're talking about goal setting and achievement as a feminine. Now for masculines is different, and you know, you kind of have to work with masculines the way that they achieve things, because I know like a lot of dudes, they'll probably be offended when I say that ladies can work with me for free and I'm requiring them to invest $11,000 to work with me. It's like, oh, well, that's not fair. No, the way that masculines work, they work by statistics, numbers, and physical results. So if you're saying, hey, let's do this for free, they're not going to take it seriously. They're just not going to do it. That's just the way that they are. They're just not going to take it seriously if you don't have any numbers behind anything. Then it's like such a high number, $11,000. Oh my goodness, why so high? Because they always are able to get money. A guy will blow off $100, $1,000 just because, but it takes a certain amount of discipline to get to five figures. You have to write the letters on that next line, and then you have to write the words on that next line up under them. You see that? Okay, now do that. Okay. It takes a certain amount of discipline to save up five figures to invest into something. 11,000? That's a cash car right there. And guys do that. They do that type of stuff. They save up money so that they can buy cars. They save up money so that they can buy different jewelry and different whatever they want to buy. They do that. So after years of experiencing these, woke, conscious, spiritual guys of not being serious about their investments into the community, I was just like, well, now you can't do it for free anymore. You have to pay five figures.
I don't know where I need to put these letters at now.
You just write the word down. The exact way you wrote the word down the first time is how you write it down on the line.
I already did it underneath these ones.
Okay, now you need to do the letter A going across. You see where you did the letter A?
Wait.
Yeah, now write the letter A across.
How do I do that?
You just write the letter A the same way you did it. Uh-huh.
Here?
Yes. Write some big A's and write some little A's. Butters Rule said, what's up? What's good? And so with feminines, I know that with feminines, I can specifically say, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And ladies will get it done majority of the time. That's just how it goes. Masculines, their form of goal achievement is different. They have to have a certain amount of structure, where feminines, we don't have to have a whole lot of structure. We just don't have to, because we're self-reliant. Where masculines are very visual, they're very hands-on, so they have to have tangible results that they can witness. So that's why for us, we can just go by feeling, we can go by intuition, because we know we're going to get it done regardless. For them, no, it has to be very strategic. And then for me personally, there's some masculines that I refuse to work with. Just because. It doesn't matter. They could pay me 2 times over. Oh, you asked for 11,000? Well, here's 22. I'm good. Here's a refund. Like, I don't think your intentions are good. Just because I don't think your intentions are good, I'll just give you your money back. Like, no project is so important to need to have a person on board just because they have money. And that's the difference. Are you willing to sacrifice that for your goals? Maybe somebody's coming into your life and they're just like, oh, well, I'll give you this and I'll give you that, and you won't have to do this and do that. No, you achieve your goals for yourself. Butters Rule said, do you think men should participate in women's sports? That's such a stupid question. Like, that's a stupid question. You see? That type of stuff right there. Like, no. Obviously not. Obviously not. What type of question is that? That's why I can't work with masculines, because they just end up being stupid like that. Feminists don't ask questions like that. So that's a clear example of certain masculines that I refuse to work with. Entertaining conversations and situations where it just doesn't make any logical sense is such a waste of time. So don't involve anybody in your goals. I'm looking. Yes, you're done. Great job. Did you put today's date?
Mm-hmm.
What did you put right there?
I put down 10/20/20.
So you almost got it. You need to erase the 20. So don't erase the 2. Just erase the 0. And then put a 5, okay?
At the back 20 or the front 20?
The front 20. The one in the middle. So it's 10, 25, 23. Today is the 25th.
Do we actually erase the 0?
Yeah, just erase the 0 and then put a 5. Okay, so we got makeup and nails.
And this one?
No, not that one. I meant this one. So put a 3 right here.
It was a good thing that I used the 0.
Then erase the 0 and put a 5. Okay, I'm finna put on outfit. Ouch, I popped my shoulder.
Why do you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose. Remember, ladies, be schmexy for yourself.
How you talk like that?
Oh, how I was singing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's just a way of relieving the pain. Have your sexy undergarments for yourself and be confident in yourself, ladies.
Okay, is that better?
Does it say 25?
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on. Okay, great job. You did write your 5 and your 3 backwards, but that's okay. Just gotta keep practicing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Sometimes my brain just acts silly and
It
does
does.
that.
That is alright.
Yeah.
Let me close this. Oh no!
Yeah, it's sometimes fine if my brain is just doing funny stuff.
Okay, well, you're done. You can go do whatever now. Okay. I really like this shirt.
But I think I see some of these stuff, but you already did this one.
Okay.
This is the first one you did.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did this one, the second, but yeah, we didn't do these editors, but yeah, I don't know if we actually did some like these ones either. But
Yeah, you haven't gone through the whole thing yet. We're really just getting started. You just wrote your name in it and a few other things, but we just got to use it more.
that's why it's a workbook.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Put on my shirt all these frizzes.
And it's like a new type of like lighting tablet. It's like a reincarnated lighting tablet.
Not a reincarnated writing tablet.
That you can do a bunch of other stuff on, because it's like a lighting tablet with paper all over it that has 56. Because my lighting tablet only has 14. Yeah, my regular lighting tablet only has 40 seats, but this one has 50 seats for some reason.
That is a very great observation. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, maybe lighting tablets and lighting tablet book thingies. Yeah, maybe they'll just have different versions of themselves like that.
Mm-hmm.
words on here, even the names on here, even can be different words. Like Malik, Zoe, it could be anybody. Like, because the order just says Malik. Like, this is where the words get to be put at.
Yeah.
And this is where the regular words are supposed to be at. So there is even. Didn't know that there was a little school kid right here.
Yeah. He looks like you. Now look in the mirror. Look in the mirror right there. He looks just like you.
Oh.
Y'all are even wearing blue. That's funny.
Like what? I'm even wearing blue, but that shirt's white blue.
Well, it's just a similarity. Doesn't have to be the exact same.
And the pants is matching my hand and stuff for some reason.
Okay.
And his skin.
Okay. I usually like to let one hang off the shoulder, but not going for that today. We're cute. Okay.
And why is he even holding an apple?
I don't know, MJ. You can go do some other stuff. I'm still live, and I gotta do some other live streams. Okay, this is outfit. All right. So yes, ladies, this is what you have to take into consideration when you are goal setting and you are achieving another level of success in your life, whatever case may be, as far as whether it's being a better mother, whether it's loving yourself more, whether it's career based, whether it's your health, it could be relationships, whether that's your friendships, your family ties, or your romantic relationship, whatever the case is, okay? You have to allocate certain disciplines into your life, certain sacrifices, and get rid of desiring so much instant gratification. Desire the long-term gratification. Is, ooh, I spent 6 months working on this and I achieved this. I'm so happy. Instead of, I want to do this and it's going to take you 2 seconds to do it, and then you're going to get a dopamine hit, and then that's it. There's no sort of achievement. Okay. All right. But yeah, that is it. What, y'all want me to pull cards? I gotta put on my jewelry. They told me they want me to pull cards for y'all. They know I'm not one of the tarot girlies who could do all the stuff with the nails. Like, they trying to turn me into one of those. I'm not one of those, bruh. Okay. And we's cute. We's cute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my cards. Wow. This is just how I had my cards before. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the teacher and mentor card. Yeah, I told y'all I'm not one of the tarot girlies who could do all this stuff with the nails, bro. Okay. We got the King of Wands. Ooh. We got the King of Wands, the Ten of Chalices, and the Nine of Swords. In reverse. Oh. Okay. Because these are all masculine cards. I'm getting an empowering energy here. Because, you know, Wands is fire. And that's a lot of power. Fire is associated with power. So it's masculine empowerment. And then this is the family harmony card. So, and then this is the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is like betrayal, being attacked and stuff like that. So I'm really getting that, because this whole video had nothing to do with masculines really. It was about feminines, what we are doing intentionally. So what I'm getting is the effect of us taking our goals and ourselves seriously and putting us first, taking into consideration that we are the epitome of the family, because it just is what it is with that. Without the mother, most of the time the family cannot function. Without the big sister, the family cannot function. Without the grandmother, without the auntie, the family can't function. So by us being more serious about how we're taking care of ourselves, this is the powerful male being put into a position of power successfully. And then the family being in harmony. And the masculines who have not been taking things seriously, they're falling by the wayside. They can no longer damage the family members. They can no longer damage whatever legacy has been put forth for the family. And there's judgment here. Right up under judgment. Ooh, okay. Oh my, okay. It's a lot. It's actually a lot. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck is judgment. These guys right here who have been causing havoc in the family, the ones, the troublemakers, the ones that everybody always has to bail out of jail, the ones that everybody always has to get talked of out of trouble, the one who always be having a new baby mom every other year, the one who always be stealing from different family members, the one who always be fighting people, the one who always be stealing stuff from people. This family member right here, he getting tossed. He's facing judgment. Because the family is now healing with the Hierophant card here. And becoming more wise, using their wisdom and being like, okay, no more excuses for this guy. Everybody is emotionally imbalanced, especially the masculines with the King of Chalices here. Everybody is getting a grip on what makes sense, is no more coddling that guy. Justice. So judgment and justice. The whole family is getting justice by removing this guy from the family dynamic. And that is with the goddess's wisdom. You have Mawu, the moon goddess, and then you have Atai here with the death card. So you have the moon and death here. Transformation for the entire family. Death to that dead ass energy, that dead ass situation, always trying to help that particular masculine with his life when you know he's not trying to have a better life. You know he's not trying to have a better life. He's 40 years old and so many kids and no career. 40 years old and no car. 50 years old and no sort of life plan. No, the goddesses are they're stepping up and they're transforming the situation, utilizing their wisdom. And masculines are doing the same, the righteous ones. Okay, that was interesting. Very interesting. All right, for the collective. Okay. Shalom, Rainicorns. I will see you in the next one. Tawada. That means thank you in Hebrew.